Okay, we have another very interesting daf in Avodah Zarah. Of course, this whole Masechta is very, very interesting. Gemaras. So we're on Tes Zion, which is 16 in Tractate Avodah Zarah. Question is, you have a cup for that soda? Go get me a cup, I'll give you. We have a brisa that says the rabbis taught that you cannot sell shields to pagans, and then there's an opinion that you can sell them shields. So, we got it. All right. Now we said other weapons you can't sell. So why not shields? Is it because it's protecting them? So then can't even sell them food. So Amarav Yafshar Hachinami. Now you can't get away with not selling them wheat and barley as food. So if that's so, then we should also sell them shields. So Ikeda Amri Trisen Hainu Time of the Loi. Here. Dechi Shalim Zainaihu Kadle Begavayu. So the answer with the shield is not because the shield is used as a shield, but because a shield can also be used as a weapon, particularly once all the other weapons are used up, destroyed or whatever. They could also hit with the shield and use the shield as a weapon and not just as a shield. So v'yesh omrim mochim lahem trisin dechish limzanayu merak arke. But the opinion that says you could sell shields is that when their other weapons are destroyed in the battle, they run away. So the shields are not used to kill. So Amar of Nachman Amar Ravuya halacha kishemrim. And Rav Nachman said the name of Rabbi Bar Ravuya. You come closer. That the halacha, the law, follows the opinion of the Yesh Omrim, of those others who say you are allowed to sell shields to pagans. So, Amar of Adabar Ahava. Rav Adabar Ahava says, "Ein moichin lahen ashoshios shel barzel my time in Rishmul Shimanayu Klezayin." So Rav Adabar Ahava says you can't sell big thick pieces of iron to pagans because they flatten out the pieces with a hammer and make swords out of them. Yehachi Mari Chutzinanami. If that's the case, then you shouldn't sell them any type of iron tools because the tools could also be flattened out into weapons, hoes and adze and things. Rav Zvid b'Farz lahindua. Rav Zvid said that Rav Adabar Hava only was speaking about Indian iron. That's only used for weapons. If it's an iron that could be used for other reasons, so then for non-violent use, meaning you don't know that they're going to use it for a weapon. The Indian iron, you know you're going to use for a weapon. So the Gemara asks for Idnuk to come as Amninan. But we do sell them Indian iron, so how can we sell them? So Amar Vashel Vasila Magnu Lavan. He says we only sell Indian iron to Persians who protect us and defend us. That was in the Talmudic era. Alright, let me go get my son's sandwich and we'll be right back after these messages. Should I leave it on? You want to make funny faces or just pause it?
Pause.
I'll just pause it, okay. So why is it not pausing here? Alright, we're continuing. So Agolim is Yachim. So he said you're not allowed to sell calves or foals, baby cows and baby horses to pagans because they might be using for Shabbos, whatever. Whole discussion. Tanya, we have a brisa. Rabbi Yehuda Mater B'Shvura. Rabbi Yehuda says you are allowed to sell a maned animal, large animal, to pagans because it cannot be healed. It's not going to survive, and he's going to eat it, and that's okay. Being allowed via lettuce. So he said, what couldn't they take this animal and mate it and wait till it gives birth, and then they're going to keep it for a while, and people are going to see that maybe you could sell the other animals. So the Yehuda says that when she gives birth, then you could prohibit the sale. She's never going to give birth, so that this prohibition is baseless, because a maimed female animal will not accept a male upon her for mating. Ben Beseira Mater Besus. Ben Beseira allows to sell a horse. So why? Tanya. Ben Beseira Mater Besus. So maybe the reason with the horse is that riding a horse is not a malacha. It's a rabbinical prohibition, but not a biblical prohibition. So therefore, if he would use it on Shabbos, he's riding a horse. That's not the type of thing that we're saying is not allowed to do. So the Gemara says, Rabbi Yosem ibn Shnei Dvarim, echad mishum teres klei zayin, ve'echad mishum teres bei magasa. The Brisa continues that Rabbi Rabbeinu Kodesh had two reasons to prohibit the horse. One is because a horse is a weapon. It's used in battle. And the other is because it's a large animal that could be used for work on Shabbos. So Gemara asks, B'shlama teres klei zayin, ikad katel b'sichufei. We see that horses are actually a weapon because they could, not only are they brought out to battle, but the horse itself could be used as a weapon. That they trample with their hoofs, and they sometimes even train. In the old days, the Romans would train their horses to trample their enemies with their hooves. But about being a large animal, what's the issue? Riding is not one of the issues of breaking Shabbos. So Rabbi Yochanan says that Kshiyazkin Matchinai Breichayim b'Shabbos. So Rabbi Yochanan says an old horse it's too weak to carry a rider, but they might have it grind in a millstone, which is a biblically prohibited malacha. One of the 39 malachas, teichen. Some Rabbi Yochanan halacha ben Beseira. However, Rabbi Yochanan says the halacha, the law follows ben Beseira, who allows selling horses to pagans. Iboilahu shorshel p'tam ma'u tiboilu Rabbi Yehuda tiboilu Rabbanan. The rabbis ask the following question: you're not allowed to sell a big animal to a pagan, a cow or a horse. What about a fattened cow, a fattened ox it's too fat to work? It's made specifically to eat. So it's a question on both sides. To boil Rabbi Yehuda, to boil Rabbanan, whether Rabbi Yehuda's opinion or the opinion of the rabbis. To boil Rabbi Yehuda, what's the issue of Rabbi Yehuda? Ad kan like kashari Rabbi Yehuda al b'shvura le'asei l'chlam malacha. Aval hayde chimashe le asei l'chlam malacha aser. According to Rabbi Yehuda, he says he does permit a maimed animal, a broken animal, because he's never going to get better. This fattened ox, he could lean up. They'll feed him a little less, he'll get lean, and then he's going to go work, aser. So then he says he can't. Idilma fil rabbanan, like asrei hasam el stame lav l'shchita koya. Well, hi the stame l'shchita koya fil rabbanan sharu. Or maybe this is opposite. Maybe even according to the rabbis who are strict, that's only where you don't assume that they're going to eat it right away. They assume they're going to eat it right away. Most likely a fattened ox is going to be eaten, and they're not going to go through all that work of leaning it up, of putting it on a diet so it could go work. That doesn't make any sense. So then it would seem even the rabbis would allow a fattened ox to be sold to a pagan because he's going to eat it. Tashma. So let's find something. Listen to this. The number of Yehuda was Shmuel. If Yehuda is the name of Shmuel, shall base Rabbi Haymakrivan Shor shall Patambiam Adam. Rabbi, we know, had he would bring from his house. This is a fattened ox. People from Rebbe's house would bring a fattened ox to the pagan king as a tribute and a gift. For the pagan festival, it's that's what it says. Not as a idol offering, God forbid, but as a gift to the king and to the emperor. Chisar boa rivavan. This would be a bribe to the royal family, more or less. So one year they spent 40,000 coins to bribe the royal family. She'ein makriven oisayim alamacher. So they shouldn't have to bring the ox on that day, on the pagan festival, but on the day after the festival, which was to show that it's not to celebrate the festival. Chisar boa rivavan she'ein makriven oisaychai el hashachut. The next year, they bribed the royal family with another 40,000 coins. They shouldn't bring a live ox, but rather one that's already slaughtered. Chisar boy and Ravavan, shemakriven oisakoliker. And then in the third year, they gave another 40,000 coins that they shouldn't give the ox at all. My timer, what's this whole story? Was he worried that the king, especially once it was no longer the festival day, he's going to leave the animal around and is going to be used on Shabbos? So therefore, the whole issue with the with the fattened cow doesn't help us. It's still forbidden, even if you fatten it up, and you know people are generally going to eat it. So with all this, what difference does it make if it's the day of the festival or the day after? Rabbi wanted to stop giving every year this whole thing to the king. He wanted to give up the whole practice. But he thought if we do it little by little, he would be able to accomplish it. What was he wanted in? In milk? Mm-hmm. Or you just want to drink syrup?
This and maybe you want to have this with milk? No.
What do you want it in? You can't just drink syrup. No. You can't just drink syrup.
Yeah.
No, that's yucky. All right. So let's go weiter. No, you're a good boy. You don't have to cry. Kimashile. Bar Yavavid Malacha. So if he leaves the fattened ox alive, he's going to do work with it. Does that?
Can I have this with syrup?
That already has syrup in it. It's.
I need this with syrup.
No, soda already has syrup in it. You don't need more syrup in it. You just want to turn it blue?
Uh-huh.
All right. So I'll just put a little bit of syrup in. Okay. What does that really happen? Can you put an ox on a diet like that so he could work for you? Does that work? What do you think, Shlomo? Can you put an ox on a diet?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? All right. So Amar of Ashi Amar Lizvida Bar Torah Mashinan Leiv Avid Al Chadrein. Oh, that's a very pretty blue. Here you go. Machashayna Brucha. So Rav Ashi said that Zvida, who would fatten animals, he told him that an ox who was fattened and put on a diet, he actually does work twice as much work as a regular ox. So yeah, it's worthwhile to do that. It works and it's good. So you're right, Shloima. You could put an ox in a diet. All right, we have a new Mishnah. In Meichlan Dubin Varoyas, Chol Davar Sheish B'Nezik L'Rabim, B'Niman Basilki, Gardom, it's Tadia, Uvima, Avol B'Niman B'Musios, Uveis Merchatzuais, Gila Kippur Shemudin Bava, it's Kechavim also live nice. Yeah, it's light blue. Yeah, it's pretty. Does it taste good?
Uh-huh.
So now we have other issues of what kind of business we could do with pagan. We're not allowed to sell pagans bears and lions or anything that's dangerous. Bears and lions, obviously, pretty dangerous. There's also like a stumbling block in front of the blind because pagans are not allowed to murder either. You're not allowed to help them build a basilica. The Hebrew here is basilki, so it's a basilica, a tall palatial structure. One of the reasons would be because it could be used for a hall of justice where they execute their criminals. And one of the methods of execution was throwing them down from a high place, so having a high structure like that could be dangerous. A guard dome is a tiered court building, also where they it's made with levels, like gradations. Guard dome is graded. These are all essentially Greek words that they're. It's stadia, a stadium. Again, we're not talking about a baseball stadium. We're talking about the ancient Romans. Oh, you got to wipe off that here. Where what they do in those places. There's so much syrup here. Here, wash it off, Shlomo. Wash up the syrup. In this, they would kill people, in the stadiums, in the arenas, the Roman arenas. People, a lot of people, they read these Gemaras talking about not attending the Roman theaters and things, and they want to apply it today to today's entertainment. And the fact of the matter is that it's not a tzushtel in the simple halacha. Now, is it a pious thing to avoid entertainment and to spend more time learning? Yes, but once in a while a person needs to relax, and so certain forms of entertainment that are kosher, but you have to make wise entertainment choices, meaning, is the entertainment choice a kosher entertainment choice or not? There's another issue of how much time do you spend with entertainment and movies and things, but once in a while it's not the end of the world. But in ancient times, the Romans, they would actually kill people in their entertainment. Please don't touch it. And so that's why it was prohibited in those days, because there was murder going on there. It was violence and murder, and they were actually killing people. It wasn't just pretend violence like in today's movies. Uvima, you also can't build them a bima. Bima is a platform. Again, in those times, they would execute people. They were very cruel. Excuse me, Shlomi. They would execute people, hurt people with these things, and so that was why these things are particularly prohibited. You can build them in a bimusa'os, which is a type of altar. Or it could mean a type of a bath, which is used with natural hot springs, or a beautiful building, just a nice building. There's different interpretations what it means. Bimasois. Or, excuse me, shh. And you could build them a bathhouse.
Say louder.
Higia lakipa shemamidin bavadiskechav masar livnois. But if you find the place of the dome where they put an idol, that you can't build them. We're going to have a Mishnah later, for example, it talks about putting statues of Aphrodite in a bathhouse. So, Asur Livnos, those things you're not allowed to help them build. So, Amar Rav Chanan bar Rav Chisda. Rav Chanan bar Rav Chisda said like this: Amar Rav Chanan bar Ava. Some says Rav Chanan bar Ava. Amar Rav Chaya Gasa Hariki Hikavei Madaka Lepirkus. A large wild animal is like a small domestic animal when it comes to pirkus. What is pirkus? That if an animal dies before it's shechted, you can't eat it. It's nevela. So what if you're trying to shecht an animal that like jerks around? So it's the same law with a large wild animal as a small domestic animal. Avaloi mechira, but not with selling. Meaning, you're allowed to sell small domestic animals based on local custom, but large wild animals are like large domestic animals, which we cannot sell according to the Mishnah. I don't know, a buffalo or something, you know. But Rav Chanan says, or Rav Chanan says that actually with the large animals are the same as the small domestic animals. You could sell a buffalo or whatever, you know. Excuse me. Malcolm Shnahaglim Kameichin Shalom Kain Meichin. It all goes by the local custom. If it's the custom to sell the large wild animals, why don't you go watch something in another room?
No.
And if it's not the custom, we don't. Tanan. So we have our Mishnah. In Meichelan Dubin Varias, we can't sell pagans bears and lions. Like Koldav Sheish Nezik Larabim. Not anything that has that's dangerous for the public. Taima Ismei Nezik Larabim. The reason that you don't sell a bear or a lion is because they're dangerous. But if you have a large animal that's not dangerous, then you could sell. Like a buffalo, an elk, something like that. It's not really that dangerous. Amar Ula Bari Shavar. So Rabbi Ula says, what about a tamed lion? Or a maimed lion? Now we're on Amud Beis. V'li Rabbi Yehuda. This follows Rabbi Yehuda's opinion, who says that you could sell a maimed lion or a tamed lion that's healthy, because then it's not dangerous. Rav Ashi Amar Stamari Shavar Hu Etzel Malacha. A regular lion is considered maimed as far as work. You know, you don't use a lion to pull a plow. You know. So Meisvei. We have a retortation of this. Kshem shein meichelen bei magasa, kein meichelen chayagasa. There's a brisa that says just like you don't sell a pagan a large domestic animal, you can't sell them a large wild animal. Fil makom shmeichelen bei magdaka, chayagasa ein meichelen. Even when you could sell them a small domestic animal, a sheep or a goat, you don't sell them a large wild animal. Would seem even a buffalo. Tiyufta the Rav Chanan bar Rava Tiyufta. This is a clear refutation by the Brisa against Rav Chanan bar Rava. That means we do not sell a large domestic animal to a pagan. Alright. We go a little further. Ravina, Rami, Masnisan, Baraisa, Mishana. Ravina shows that there's a contradiction between our Mishnah and this Brisa. It's none. Our Mishnah says, Ein moichin lan dubin v'rayas. V'loi kol davar sheish b'nezek v'rabim. So, the Mishnah says we don't sell them bears and lions or anything that could hurt the public time of the East Bay Nezek.
Go, Godzilla.
The reason is because they're dangerous. V'hal East Bay Nezek, moichin. Would that seem to indicate that you could sell them a tamed bear or a tamed lion that's not dangerous? Ramini. But we have a contradiction from the Brisa. Kashem shein moichin bei magasa kakein moichin chayagas. Fil makom shein moichin bei magdaka chayagas ein moichin. But the Brisa says you can't sell them a big animal, a big domestic animal. You can't sell them a big wild animal. And even if when you sell them a small domestic animal, you can't sell a big wild animal. Mashanik, Bari Shavar, Valida Rabbi Yehuda. And Ravina resolves this. It says, what about a maimed lion? According to Rabbi Yehuda, that could be okay, but healthy. Wow, a healthy wild animal you cannot sell. Rav Ashi Amar Stam Ari Shavar Huetzel Malacha. Rav Ashi says a lion doesn't do work. He's considered the same like a maimed horse or something, So, but still, you're not allowed. There's no exception according to the rabbis. But it seems to, according to Rav Yehuda, a lion, a tame lion, should be okay. Maskep Flora of Nachman, my man leim alandari chayagasahi. If Nachman says, who says that a lion is a behemoth, is a chayagasa, is a big wild animal? Dilma chayadakahi, maybe it's a small wild animal, because lions are not as big as horses, or as maybe they're bigger than a sheep or a goat, but they're not as big as a horse or a cow. They're kind of a medium-sized animal, although I guess we still call them megafauna. So Rav Ashi Dayak Masnisin. So according to the rabbis, what is the cutoff for a megafauna? This is kind of the question. Rav Ashi Dayak Masnisin. Yeah, give it to me. So Rav Ashi, he looked carefully at this Mishnah, Moisef Tiyufta, and he thus refuted his one.
No, I don't want pink.
Which one do you want me to take off?
Blue.
The blue ones? Can you hold on to this one, though? Can you hold on to the pink one so I can... Moisef Tiyufta. Here, take this one now, and I'll take off the blue ones, too. And he refuted Rav Chanan bar Rava to Nan. We have a Mishnah, Ein moichin dubin v'rayas. Right, here's one blue one. You don't sell pagans bears and lions. V'loi kol davar sheish b'nezek l'rabim, and not anything that's dangerous. Taima. So we assume that means the reason would be dis b'nezek, hadleis b'nezek, moichin. So we assume it's because it's dangerous, but if it's not dangerous, we don't sell. All right, here, take this back. And so what if you have a tame lion or a tame bear? Maybe you could sell them because they're not dangerous. So, Ari. So why do we mention a lion in the Mishnah? Destam Ari Shavar had some malacha, because you don't use lions for work. You don't have a lion pull a plow. But what about something else that you could put to work? a buffalo. So maybe you can't sell them. Tiyufta the Rav Chanan bar Rava tiyufta. So this contradicts and refutes Rav Chanan bar Rava, who holds that you could sell a buffalo or something, So v'chaya gasa mihas my malacha avda. The Gemara asks the question: is it really true? Can you put a wild animal to work? Does that work? They're not used to that. A buffalo, it's not going to pull a plow. A cow, an ox, is made for that. Yeah, let's see. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a piece of work. All right. So Amar Baya Amali Mar Yehuda Gevei Mar Yochanan Techane Rechaim Barode. So sometimes, I got it out. So he says, yeah, there is such a thing of putting a wild animal to work. Let me put these feet back on this one, though. For example, Mar Yehuda said that in Mar Yochani's house they would put a wild donkey to work grinding wheat on a mill, making flour with a millstone with a wild donkey. So they were able to tame the wild donkey. Amar Rabbi Zarah. Rabbi Zarah said, Kivinin be Rav Yehuda Marlan Gemiru Meinai HaMilsa. So Rabbi Zarah said that when we were at Rav Yehuda's yeshiva, in his house of study, he said, Gemiru Meinai HaMilsa. Let's learn out from this. The Megaver Rabba Shmieli, I heard from a great man, V'layadana Imerav Imishmuel. I don't remember if I heard it from Rav or Shmuel. Chayagasa Harihika V'hema Dakala Firkus. A large wild animal, we have the same problems as we have with a small domestic animal as far as them moving around, and they might not be a kosher slaughter. Kesai Lekurkunya. When I came to Kurkunya, which was a city in Babylonia, which was on the road to Pumbedisa from the Holy Land. Eshkachte Rav Chia Barashi. I saw Rav Chia Barashi. V'yosef v'kamer mishmei Shmuel chayagaz arika v'hema dakal pirkus. He said a teaching in the name of Shmuel. So now we know it's Shmuel. That a large wild animal is like a small domestic animal when it comes to how it moves around, and it could disqualify the slaughter. Amina. So I said to myself, Shema Aminu Mishmei Shmuel Itmar. So he said, I guess that means that Shmuel taught this, right? He also was Surah, but then he came to Surah. Another similar town on the way, closer to Pumbedisa. Ashkachte l'Rabbi Bar Yirmiyah. I found Rabbi Bar Yirmiyah. Yosef Kamar Leib Mishmei Rav Chayagasa Harikivahim Lefirkus, and he was teaching this teaching in the name of Rav, and not in the name of Shmuel. Amina Shema Minayit Mishmei Rav Itman Mishmei Shmuel. So then I said, I guess they both said the same thing, and they agree. Usually Rav and Shmuel argue. Here Rav and Shmuel seem to be agreeing, and the ruling is the name of Rav and the name of Shmuel. Kisalika Kisalkis Lahasam. Then I went back to Holy Land. Eskach Taylor Ravasi. Yosef Kamar Amar Rav Chama Barguria Mishmei Rav Chayagasa Hayikavehema Dakla Firkus. So he went to the Holy Land. Oh, I'm sorry. So Surah was closer to Eretz Yisrael, because he's going from Pumbedisa to Eretz Yisrael. So I got it backwards. So he came to Eretz Yisrael. So Amr of Chama Bargurim Mishmei Rav Chayagasa Harikivahema Dakla Firkus. So he found that Rav Chama Barguria said in the name of Rav this teaching. that about the large wild animal being similar to small wild animal as far as when it moves around, when it's being slaughtered, and if it moves around, it's not kosher. Amrilei, Ravasi, V'leisavel Amar, Ma Deman Marder Shmaisa Rabba Bar Yirmiyah. It seems to me that I said to Ravasi that Rabba Bar Yirmiyah got it right. That it is from Rav, because we have two people saying it's from Rav and one saying it's from Shmuel, so it must be from Rav. Amoli Pasya Uchma. This is you said you with the dirty clothes. Clothes are all dirty because you're sitting. So this time Shmaita, you're sitting and learning so much you don't have time to wash your clothes. Let's figure this out. Is it Rav or Shmuel? So Itmar Nami. But we found like this. Amar Rabbi Zarah, Rav Asi, Amar Rabba Bar Yirmiyah, Amar Rav Chama Bar Guria, Amar Rav Chayagas Harika Behema Dakla Firkus. We found that Rav Zarah is in the name of Rav Asi, in the name of Rabba Bar Yirmiyah, is in the name of Rav Chama Bar Guria, who said the name of Rav. This teaching that the big wild animal is the same like a small wild animal as far as the halach of Pirkus. So we see that that it does come from Rav. All right, the Mishnah goes on in Boinen. You can't build these various structures.
Can you take off?
Which one, the white one or all of them?
The white.
You can't drink syrup. You want to drink with syrup? I'll pour syrup into a drink. All right, here you go. Don't cry. It's fine. I just don't want you to drink syrup. So Amar Rabba Bar Chana, Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Bar Chana saying Rabbi Yochanan Shloisha Basilka is saying. Rabbi Bar Chana saying Rabbi Yochanan that there's three types of basilicas. Shal Malchi Akum, of pagan kings, Shal Merchatzois, Shal Oitzaris, of bathhouses and of storehouses. Rava Shnaim Laheter Vechad La'Isser. So two of these you are allowed to build and one you're not. And how do we know? V'simin lesser malchem bezikim. In the Psalm 149 verse 8, we say this every day in our prayers, that you bind up the kings, or the word prohibited is bound up. So to prohibit their kings with chains, that you can only, it's prohibited to build a basilica for a king, because the king is going to execute people there and maybe kill some Jews there, so you're not allowed to be involved with that. But some say that a Jew can build all types of basilicas. The Snan. But how could that be? We have our Mishnah, Ein Boinen Basilki, Garda, Mitstadio Vima. You can't build with them a basilica, a graded building, a stadium, or a platform. Mishal Garda, Mishal Stadio, Mishal Bima. So maybe what the Mishnah means is you cannot build a basilica of a graded building, a stadium, or a platform. So what is this whole story? How dangerous were these basilicas and these other buildings that the pagans would do there, would execute their criminals in, and would they really be executing Jews who are innocent?
Take off all these pieces.
Yeah. So Tana Rabbanan. All right, look. So rabbis taught in the Brisa, Shnispas Rabbi Eliezer Laminas.
Don't take off these pieces.
Okay.
Take off this piece.
Which one? Which one you want me to take off?
These.
But not the white ones.
No.
All right. All right. Here's a gray one for you. Here.
Thanks.
So Eliezer was arrested for heresy. This seems to be Eliezer ben Harkinus, or Eliezer Agadol, Eliezer the Great, that the pagans considered him to be a heretic because because he only believes in one God. And for a pagan, that's heresy, right? Because he was teaching Torah, that teaches monotheism, that was heretical to the pagans, and so he was arrested. Halahu legardim lidon. They brought him up to one of these graded buildings, a court building, to be judged. Amalei Isa Hegman. So a Roman soldier said to him, an official, an officer, said, "Zakin shekamaischa yasek b'dvarim b'telim halalim." You're such a wise man, an old man. Why are you involved with such silly things? As according to Roman, it would seem to be silly to study Torah. So Rabbi Eliezer said, "I trust the judge." Here, which he thought he was talking about himself. Because Savar Isa Egman Olav Huaymer, when he said the judge, he meant the true judge. He meant he trusts God, who's the judge. But the officer thought that when he said that he trusts the judge, he thought he's talking about him. Fulay Amar Ela Keneged Aviv Sheb'Shamayim. So, but really, Eliezer was talking about his Father in heaven. Amaloi. So the officer said to Eliezer, "Hoyel v'manti alecha, demus pater ato." Since you trust me, I'm saying you are now acquitted by Demus. Demus was the name of this Roman idol, or it could be a Latin word for mercy. That was a type of oath to pardon someone from execution in Roman times. Kshabala Vesai. So Eliezer went home. And his students came to comfort him because he was mourning. He said, "What did I do wrong? What sin did I commit that I deserved to face such an ordeal of being arrested?" And he wouldn't accept consolation. Amloi Rabbi Kiva, so Rabbi Kiva said to him, "Rabbi, Tasheni loy medavar echad mimashal antani." Rabbi Kiva said to Eliezer Agadol, "Please, Rabbi, let me say one thing that you taught me." Amloi Emor. So he said, "All right, say it." Amloi Rabbi, Shema minas b'yadcha. V'nacha. He said, "Rabbi, maybe you heard some heretical teaching from somebody else, and you enjoyed listening to it. Why does this come out? Okay, that's not good. Belovedness pasta, and that's why you were arrested." Amalai Kiva his kartani, we're now in Yud Zion. We'll leave as a kind of a. Because it's 45 minutes long already, almost. We'll leave that as a cliffhanger for next time, and we'll as to what was the teaching that Eliezer enjoyed hearing, and that he felt that he had to repent for on tomorrow's daf. All right. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment, and I enjoy all the comments I've been reading recently. Thank you so much to all the commenters. God bless you. Thank you.